Good evening and welcome to GamesMaster. Here on our desert island, drowning is a constant source of life-threatening alarm, which is why we always have an inflatable close to hand. Helena has her lovely little ring, Leanne has her fantastic jet ski, and I have this enormous stomach which has been grafted on by the Department of Health and Safety for added buoyancy. On tonight's show,
boxers Ryan Rhodes and Khalid Shafiq beat each other's meat in Street Fighter X.
But we begin with an event which we like to call Three Big Men Get Hard.
End of this challenge, my three contestants take on three different tasks on the N64 title, Goldeneye. The first task is to rescue two hostages from a hijacked frigate. The second contestant must race through city streets in a stolen tank, searching for an elusive level exit. The last member of the trio finds himself on an enemy train. First, he must stop the train by destroying the wall-mounted brake pads. Then he must battle his way to the final carriage, where he must rescue the awaiting damsel. Finally, he must burn his way out of the carriage with his handy secret agent wristwatch laser. The three tasks must be performed within an overall time limit of 4 minutes. Oh, I do so enjoy a touch of male bonding.
now this is a tough guys challenge, so we've gone out and got three tough guys who, like me, are paid to repel foreign invaders. Please welcome from the Marines, Marine Del Cross, Corporal Mark Hewitt and Sergeant Dave Pierce. Okay, now, obviously, you're all Marines, you're all very, very hard, like myself. What's the hardest thing that you've done in the service then, Dave?
Well, I would say operating in the Scottish Highlands, actually, in winter, yomping around the mountains, which we do out there with all our kit, in those sort of harsh conditions.
Now, Mark, what about you? What's the toughest thing you've had to do?
I think probably deploying to Norway for Arctic training. Commando unit normally goes there for up to 3 months during the winter months each year, and that's quite demanding.
Mm-hmm. And Del, what about you?
I've got to say the 6-month deployments away from home.
Yeah. What's the tough about that? Who do you miss?
Oh, you miss the old beer and
yeah.
Getting down
I thought you were going to say like your girlfriend or someone like that, or your wife. But it's just the beer. Yeah. That's fantastic. We like that. That's a 90s man thing. And finally, if all three of you did have a fight, who's the hardest?
Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we keep telling
the pairings are right there. That's good. That's the way to go on in the services. Okay, well, it's a very, very hard challenge. While the guys finally get pepped up for it, we're going to take a look at today's news. Okay, joining me in the co-commentary box is Rick Henderson. Rick, you're no stranger to uniforms yourself.
Well, I do like a nice nurse's uniform, but I often find they're 2 sizes too small for me.
Very good. Now, this is a three-part challenge. The guys have got 4 minutes to complete 3 tasks. Marine Del Cross is up first, Rick. He's got to rescue 2 hostages from the ship. What is the best tips you can give him?
Well, the best tips is get through that frigate as fast as possible, get through each of the rooms as fast as possible, and when you actually find a hostage, really be careful with your accuracy. You do not want to kill the hostage, because at the end of the day, if you kill a hostage, you'll lose 5 seconds of your time. 5-second penalty.
To say nothing about the moral implications of it either. Okay, now we reckon that Del can take about 40 to 45 seconds on this part of the challenge. If he takes longer than that, he will stitch up his 2 oppos there. So, best of luck, Del. Your time begins now. Okay, that huge, big, long, dark thing is a gun out of which will come bullets. You can see the bullets got left in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. There are limited though, because this is Britain and we've got massive resources for our armed forces. Okay, so they've got this first one. It's all going to kick off now, Rick.
Yeah, certainly. The room on the right there is where the first hostage will be. Really must be very careful he doesn't shoot him.
If he shoots him, it's going to be 5 seconds added to the time. Oh no, he's shot the hostage! 5 seconds added to the time there. But that's one of them, though. He just needs to find one other hostage. He's been gone for 30 seconds. That was 3.5 minutes left. There's the other hostage. He's shot the other hostages. But that means he's got him. He's released them. And that's 37 seconds. But 10 seconds with the penalties. A total of 47 seconds. That means there's 3 minutes, 30 seconds left for Corporal Mark Hewitt. Okay, the second part of the challenge, by Corporal Mark Hewitt's part, is going to drive a tank through the hostile enemy streets to the exit. Rick, what's going to be the toughest thing about this?
Well, the toughest thing is actually finding the correct route through the back streets, mainly because he's only going to have about a minute, I would say, to actually get to the actual exit. So, you know, he's only seen the route once before. It's getting that correct route.
Okay, and the other problem we look out for is as well any civilians that Mark knocks over. It's 5 seconds out of 2's time. So best of luck, Mark. Now, Dell took about 7 seconds over, so you want to be doing about 53 seconds. Best of luck. Off you go. Okay, you can see the tank, big old turret. Little missiles left in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, but it's basically the time that's what we're worried about here, right?
Yeah, he's gone the correct route to begin with.
Oh, was that a civilian he knocked over? No, that was a bad guy.
That was one of the bad guys. You can just plough through them. The civilians are the ones in nice slacks. Now, he's actually taking the correct route here. He's going all the right way. He really wants to do a first left as soon as he can. Not into the building. No, not the building.
No, not the cars either, because that's going to take some of his energy off. That's that little semicircle you see on the left-hand side of the screen. The more red it gets, the more danger he is in. Okay, we go for about 1 minute 17, 18 now. It's not too bad so far, Rick.
Right, as he gets to the C junction, if he goes right, he'll be going the right way.
He's taking the right way. He's going very, very well. We've got about 2.5 minutes left overall time for the challenge. I'd say once he finishes about 40 seconds from now. He's still doing well. He's taking a left there. He's now going to take a right. I'd imagine it's
he has to take a right here. He just has to follow this road round. He's hitting the mines that will seriously damage him.
How near is he to the end now, Rick?
Right, he's very near the end. He needs to take this first right.
He's taking the right there. This is a very, very good time.
Now, if he just goes forward, he'll be at the exit.
Corporal Mark Hewitt is making civilian. No, he's on a civilian. That's going to be 5 seconds out of here. He approaches the exit. That's it. And make that 1 minute 55. Add 5 seconds. That's 2 minutes dead. That leaves 2 minutes for Sergeant Dave Pierce. Right then, the final part of this 3-part challenge, Sergeant Dave Pierce is on a train. He's got to destroy the remaining 2 brake pads on the train, rescue the secret agent, and then find a way out. Rick, what's going to be the hardest thing about this level?
Well, he really wants to concentrate on killing absolutely everybody, bar his fellow agent. The main reason being is when he gets to the end of the train, anybody he hasn't killed will catch up with him.
They'll follow him.
Yeah, and he must remember to use that wristwatch laser at the end. He will not win just by rescuing the hostage.
Okay, thanks, Rick. 2 minutes left of the challenge. We reckon that's enough time. Best of luck, Dave. Your time begins now. Okay, so of course, Dave, we've got that big gun as well, and the bullets in the bottom right-hand corner again. We've got unlimited ammo.
Yeah, he needs to really just shoot everybody he comes across. There's another guy behind him, I'm pretty sure of it.
If he comes around, where is that man skulking? No, there wasn't. He's obviously run away, Rick. Thanks, Rick, very much. He said, and Rick wastes a few valuable seconds.
I'm trying to scupper in here.
Okay, here we go. There's a toilet there, but we're not going to investigate that. Not a bad guy. He gets up close to make sure the job is done. Well, we're still looking for the first of these brake pads, Rick. There it is. Coincidentally, oh, there's crosshairs right on it. Little bit of a shot. Fantastic work. That's 1 brake pad down. Just under a minute and a half to go.
Oh, I think he shot him in the face there. That was absolutely tremendous.
But not amusing in the slightest, though, and not something we condone. Not even in Ladbroke Grove. Okay, right, 1 minute 15 left. That's not bad. Go on, just shake a little bit of the pad.
Right, the brake pad.
Like the deck off.
The brake pad's behind him.
Oh, yes, he's found it. Well played there, Dave. He's going to take out that guy first of all. Eventually. No, he's left him. That bad guy shut the doors. He's a little bit scared. Now, take out the brake pad. Was the lower side of
everything bar the brake pad there. All the padding around the wall. And he's doing it with a laser.
Well, that's going to come into play a bit later on. He's got 2 guns to make sure now. He's got a bit. Well, he's done it eventually.
I would now not bother shooting every one of these bad guys and just leg it through this level. He has to find his fellow agent.
But they're blocking his way. They're trying to trip up. He doesn't want to watch. It's 30 seconds left, and we're running out of time here, Rick. He's going to now find the secret agent.
There she is.
Don't shoot the secret agent. She's dead. No, she's dead. That's another 5 seconds out of the time. That means he's got about 5 seconds left here. Get out of the train, Dave.
He's going to choose the wristwatch.
No, it's not going to work because he's out of time. He got to the end. He couldn't got his bear. The secret agent was dead. It all went a bit wrong at the end for the Marines. Bad luck, guys. Let's deal with you in order of play here. Dell, first of all, interesting tactic, actually shooting the hostages rather than rescuing them now.
Yeah, I thought that would cut down on time mucking about with the sights. Just go around and blast the whole house down.
So you're about 7 seconds over, and then Corporal Mark Hewitt took over and played a blinder. You toasted that level, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I had the easy part there. It was just driving through and remembering the route. So
that's not bad. And then, with 2 minutes left, We've run into the highest ranked member of our triumvirate, Sergeant Dave Pearce. A gun-ho, shoot everything in sight, using every single weapon bonanza.
No, I just utilised all the weapons I had, which I remembered I had, and I thought the watch came out the best, actually.
Well, it's unfortunately, although the guys haven't won a joystick, it's been a pleasure to have you on, and it's good to know that the safety of Britain is in great hands, as long as it doesn't involve trains, frigates, hostages, or watches with lasers in it. Thank you very much indeed. Dave, Mark and Dell, the defence of the realm. Okay, so now, while our 3 Marines face punishment for their abysmal failure, the exact details of which we can't reveal on a family show, suffice to say it involves a vacuum cleaner and 3 pineapples, you can take a look at the Celebrity Challenge.